Welcome to The Gripe with your hosts, Stitch Mainville and Rick Garrett. There's a certain kind of conversation that only happens when two people start remembering the world as it used to be. Not in some grand historical way, but in the small, lived-in details that shaped who we became. On this episode of The Gripe, we drift back to drive-ins, matinees, quarters taped inside birthday cards, and the days when your mother didn't text you to come home. She yelled your name across the neighborhood, and somehow you heard it. This is a warm, funny, unfiltered walk through the moments that made growing up feel simple, even when life wasn't.
Or play your phone. But they don't have drive-ins anymore.
They don't, yeah. There's no drive-ins. There used to be one out on Steubenville Pike, remember? That was the last one I remember.
Twin Highway. That's what it was called.
That's what it was called.
The Twin Highway Drive-In. Yes.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
They got rid of all of them.
They flattened it. There's a Sheetz there now. It's a gas station.
There's a Sheetz now?
Yep.
That's where Sheetz was?
That's where Sheetz is now? That was a Twin Highway.
Oh, because I knew it was out there. Because when we moved out here this way and everything else like that, I used to see. I remember because when we first moved here, there was that drive-in movie theater right there.
Yeah, that was a Twin Highway. The Twin Highway back in the day was where like 60s, early 70s, even the late 50s.
Oh man,
they would go on dates to the drive-ins, right?
Hell yeah!
All right, but then kind of drive-ins for some reason sort of faded out, and then what they started doing was they were showing porn. Because it's off the highway, you really can't see anything from the highway other than the sign that's a Twin Highway.
Yeah.
They were showing porn.
Yeah. I know a few of them.
You could drive in and watch porno and either jerk off or have your girl do whatever. But then that stopped, and then they brought like right around 2000. No, it was in the late 90s, early 2000s, because I was married to Leslie. And we would take the kids to the drive-ins, and we would go to the Twin Highways. It was either the one in Steubenville Pike, like you said, or the one out in Moon. There was one in Moon Township.
I was going to say Ross. I was going to say Moon Township.
They both had drive-ins, and now I can't think of one place to go for a drive-in.
Man,
anymore.
we used to go. I was living in West Virginia when there was drive-in movie theaters and stuff. Did you ever get like a big truck or whatever and put people in the back? Well, it was like $6 a carload.
I never hid people to get them in.
Yeah.
But I've seen it done. Like people put them in a trunk and shit.
Yeah.
But what we would do is I had this station wagon.
Yeah.
It was today's SUVs is basically what a station wagon was back in the day.
Right.
And what we would do is we would pull in, but then we would back, like, because it has like a hill. Every car would be like up on a hill so you could like look up to the screen. We would back up on the hill. Okay. And we would drop the station wagon down, right? And we would lay out blankets and shit, and we would sit on the edge with a cooler. We'd bring our own food. We'd bring our own snacks. We'd watch the movie. And then the best drive-ins were the ones with those external speakers.
Yeah.
Because we would pull them over and put them right there, and you could hear
hang them on the door.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
To hear the movie.
Yeah.
Then they got fancy. They started doing what? They started tuning your radio. Tune your radio to 88.3 FM.
Oh, in order to get the frequency.
To hear it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd have it like cranked all the way loud, and it was like that low, and you're like, what did he say? What did he? No, them speakers, you dial that button up, and whoosh, that would come. But those were the best times, man.
Yeah, they was. Because we had a good time, because we take our whole damn family, man. We get a pickup truck, and it was $6. Back in them days, it was $6 a carload.
A carload.
A carload.
That's awesome.
Whoever you could, how many other people you could get? You take a pickup truck, you could take our whole family. Or whatever, because that was down in West Virginia. Because I had, you know what I mean? And we just go there, man, have a good old time. Of course, my cousins was crazy as hell, and they fuck up anything and like, try to get us kicked out and shit.
That just goes to tell you.
That was just bullshit.
That just goes to tell you that back in the day, things were so much simpler and cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching this video. It was made in 1980. All right? This video was made in 1980. And they were talking about the cost of living in the 50s. So they were going back 30 years.
Okay.
You know, you can go to the market for $50 and like the cart was full up And for $17,000, you got a 4-bedroom house.
Mm-hmm.
And for $3,700, you got a brand new sports car.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So things were awesome. But then you think again, 1950, $50 was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money. You was rich.
Yeah, you were lucky if you were getting $70 a week.
Man, look, in the 60s, in the early 60s, I thought I was rich getting paid $2 or $3 for cutting my grandmother's grass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had money.
When I got quarters, my grandmother, God bless her, she would send us a birthday card, and then when you open it, sometimes we put like a $5 or $10 bill.
Exactly, yeah.
She would tape 2 quarters.
Yeah.
To the inside of the card.
Yep, I got that.
When I would get my cards, I would pick them up and I would grab them one by one. And the ones that were the heavier ones, that's the one that had quarters.
That's the one that had the quarters in, yeah.
Now, every once in a while, if I seen a $1 or a $5 bill, I thought, oh my God, this person loves me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, someone opens a card, if there's not a bill in it, they're like, exactly.
Fuck your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't even read the card. They don't care. Hey, I sent you that card.
They just want the cash.
Ain't that man? Man, because I remember that, man. My great grandmother, she was too old to get out and buy gifts for everybody. So my dad had to go out and get her money cards from the bank, and she had money. She'd go in there, and I'd always open mine up and see whose face was in there. It was either if it was like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Jackson, somebody like that. I was like, oh shit, go ahead, thank you, and I just take the money out, man. I'm good to go.
My grandmother,
she didn't even bother giving cards away. She just gave you money.
There's no lie. My grandmother, my grandfather, they were married for 60-something years before my grandmother died.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a little kid, no, they had, just between the two of them, not external marriages or affairs or nothing,
right.
Just the two of them, they had 17 children.
Okay.
So, literally, they had hundreds of grandkids.
No, I'm sure.
So when birthdays came around, and they were good with it, they made sure you had a card. They made sure there was something in it, whether it was a quarter or $1 or whatever. And back in the 70s, that's all that was necessary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was greatly appreciated, too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, today, I have 6 kids. I have 8 grandchildren.
Give them a quarter.
You would think, right? If I gave any of them a quarter today,
they'd probably throw it at you.
They'd be like, what the heck? Do you know what I gave my grandson for Christmas?
What did you give me?
My grandson's Jaquay's kids. I love them.
Whose?
Jaquay, her sons.
Okay.
Quajon and Quajor.
Okay.
I love them to death. I remember when Quajon was a little tiny tot.
Yeah.
And we would sit, I had that house down on Frederick Street in the Bottoms.
Yeah.
We would hang out down there, and we would eat ice cream on the porch, and he would say, "Hey, Pap," and I was all full of love for that kid.
Mm-hmm.
But if I gave him a quarter for his birthday,
he'd probably spit on you.
He'd be like, "Damn, Pap, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?" Right? Same with Quajor. I took Quajor into my home. I loved him. I raised him. I made sure he went to school. I disciplined him when he needed it. Mm-hmm. Right? If I gave him a quarter, yeah. If I gave him a quarter, he'd probably fucking kick me in his shin.
He probably would.
Yeah.
Would.
Back in the 70s, that's something we appreciated.
We appreciated it back then.
Because
the economy was different back then, too.
It was. And you know what a quarter got me?
A lot.
2 small ice cream cone softies. When Dairy Dan came down the street, and I walked up to him, no, actually 1 quarter would get me a small cone with sprinkles, and I would get change back. I'd get like 3 or 4 cents.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So, today, if I walked into a store with a quarter, I might get a gumball.
Maybe. Gumball might cost 50 cents now.
Yeah. Just like we were saying about the drive-ins. Mm-hmm. $6 was a carload of people.
Yeah.
$6 ain't gonna get you but a soda at a regular theater today.
Mm-mm. Nope.
You're not gonna get admission. You're not gonna get a ticket.
Nope.
Tickets are what?
$15 or so
for a ticket.
Yeah.
I can remember going to the matinee. My cousin Vance, my cousin Stan, my cousins, we all lived on the same street. So all my cousins would be like, hey, let's go to the matinee today. $3,
I think. $2,
50 cents
50 cents
for the matinee.
Really?
50 cents.
Okay, I was wrong.
We'd go down to the matinee. I remember putting 2 quarters, like the window was like this high to me. I must have been like 9 or 10. I put my 2 quarters on. She slid me a little admit one ticket.
Yeah.
And then after I walked in, and immediately the air conditioning, the curtains that were hanging around. There's an older guy standing there, and he would take that admit one, rip it in half.
Yeah, give you the other half.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we would go into the theater. And then as we got into our seats, my cousin would go, who wants popcorn? I do. So then my 2 older cousins would get up, they'd go to the concession stand, and for like $3, they got a big freaking giant barrel of popcorn with butter, not butter flavor, butter, real butter on it.
Look, you see them scoop the popcorn out, and you just see them doing like this, putting that butter on it, like that. You know what I'm saying?
And they would get a giant
real butter.
They would get a giant thing of cola, like either Pepsi or Coke. I don't remember which, but it was a giant one, and there were like 5 straws in it. Right? And they would come back holding this shit, and we'd all sit there. And the matinee showed. I remember. I'll never forget. It was the Son of Flubber.
Yeah.
So we were watching this, but before the Son of Flubber came on, do you know what we watched? We watched a newsreel, then we watched a Three Stooges short, and then we watched a couple Bugs Bunny cartoons, and then the main attraction came on, the Son of Flubber. And get this, when the Son of Flubber ended, nobody got up and left, because there was another newsreel and another cartoon, and then you left.
Yep. Back in the day, me and my best friend back then, in fact, I was the best man at his wedding. We used to go to movies, and we watched Friday the 13th or something, or Halloween. Halloween
was in the 70s. That was 76,
yeah,
75.
It was Halloween.
Okay.
It was Halloween. And back in those days, man, the movie theater let you, they go in, you can go in, you can pay for a movie, but you can go there and stay all day. So they showed them back to back.
Hold up.
I'm telling you.
I did that with the show, Steve Martin the Jerk.
Yep, I think okay.
We bought our ticket, we went in, but the movie was already halfway through.
Okay, but they let you, but you can stay there.
But when it ended, I told my cousin, I'm like, wait. And then we waited for like maybe 10, 15 minutes. Okay. And then when the curtain went up again, we got to see it from the beginning all the way to the end again. Did you ever see that movie with Steve Martin?
Oh, man, I love that movie. Yeah,
hilarious.
That was one of my favorite Steve Martin movies.
You could not make Steve Martin the Jerk today.
No.
Today.
I don't think anybody would understand it.
There's a scene where Steve Martin's already rich. He made his money, right? Mm-hmm. He sold his Optograb. He's got tons of money. He's looking to invest, and he's investing with the mafia. And he wants to buy an apartment complex. And the Italian guys are like, yeah, we'll be able to take care of things, and we'll keep out the jungle bunnies.
Yeah.
And Steve Martin is like, he's like, oh yeah, we don't want any wild animals running around because that'd be crazy. And he's like, no, you don't understand. We're gonna keep out the eggplants. And he goes, oh yeah, because the bunnies would eat the eggplants. That kind of. They're like, no. He goes, we're gonna keep out, and he says the N-word.
Yeah.
And it all made, and Steve Martin, having been raised by a black family, he's like, you, sir, are talking to the N-word.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
Today, that would get shunned. They would not be allowed.
Nobody would see humor in that at all.
Exactly. Everybody's too damn sensitive.
Yeah.
Like Blazing Saddles.
Oh, favorite movie.
Love that movie.
One of my favorite movies.
Love that movie. But
yes, indeedy.
That's
one of my favorite movies.
You couldn't make that today. You couldn't make that
today. Oh, hell no. Oh, man, I love Blazing Saddles. I got it. In fact, oh, shit, I ain't got it no more. Before we switched to the satellite, the Dish Network,
yeah,
I had Blazing Saddles on my DVR before we switched and got rid of it. So I got to get it again. But Blazing Saddles is one of my all-time favorite movies.
That's a great movie.
I love that movie.
And here's the thing also, like you could watch All in the Family today. Today's generation would call it racist and ridiculous.
They would.
But when we were kids, it wasn't like that.
He was funny as shit.
When
Archie Bunker's a nut.
When George Jefferson called Archie a honky,
yeah.
I didn't get insulted.
Okay.
I would be like, ha ha ha. And when Archie Bunker was like, I don't want them fags.
Yeah.
That didn't, to me, that didn't say gay people are bad.
Believe it or not, I didn't believe nothing was really prejudiced about that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I really didn't.
We weren't sensitive.
I loved that show.
We weren't sensitive.
No, I loved that show.
Today's generation would not be able to watch a full episode of Archie Bunker.
People are too serious now.
Yeah. All in the Family. Do you know this? All in the Family was the first aired television show to air the sound of a toilet flushing.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Did you also know this? The Munsters were the first married couple to be shown in the same bed.
In the same bed, yeah, I did know that.
Yeah.
I did know that.
Yeah.
I knew that. I did hear that before.
Censors always had the wife in one bed, like Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, yeah.
Dick Van Dyke was in his bed, and Mary Tyler was, and there was a little thing in the middle of them. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I wish that's why I have my own room. I can't sleep with my wife. I wish she had her own damn bed. That was the life right there, man.
Dick Van Dyke blew it, though, because I'd have tore that.
But let me tell you this. Do you know why they showed the Munsters in bed with one another?
No.
Because they weren't human. They were monsters. It was a Frankenstein and a female Dracula. So the producers were like, and the editors were all like, well, they're not real people.
Right. I'd have been like, okay, no, bullshit. I'm sleeping with Lily.
Lily was fine as hell, man. She was fine as hell.
Yes, indeed.
Do you know who else I used to think was fine as hell? J.J. Walker's sister. From Good Times.
Yes, indeed.
What was her name?
Thelma.
Thelma. Mm-hmm. Oh, Thelma was bad. Mm-hmm. She's was bad.
She's still bad. She's old as us, but she's still bad.
Yeah, she's older than us.
She's older than us, but yeah. I've seen her.
Yeah.
I've seen her.
She was gorgeous. And I used to have a crush on Penny. Janet Jackson. Yeah, when she was little. Yeah.
I think everybody wanted to fuck Janet Jackson.
Justin Timberlake.
Well, at least he got to grab him the boob. At least he got the boob. Shit. Oh, damn.
Yeah, TV, entertainment, movies, man, it was so much better back in the day. And now today, it's just, it's sad, man. It's sad what we've evolved into.
It's too much. Like, they look into it too deeply for bullshit, man. You know what I mean? Let life be.
I get on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and I like the comedians. When the comedians come on, and there's always someone in the audience that's doing something stupid or saying something stupid.
Right.
And the comedian even says, listen, if this isn't your thing, why are you here? Why did you come to a comedy show if it's going to bother you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
No.
You know what you're in for, so if you really don't want to hear it, why are you here?
I think people want a reason to complain. People get on the internet to complain. They don't get on... Do you remember when Facebook first came out? It was all kittens.
Excuse me.
It was all kittens and vacation photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now it's all political memes and people complaining and
people are using it for the wrong stuff.
It's just it's bad, man. It's really bad.
And it's everywhere.
Sucks.
Yep. You're right. That is
I
true.
miss the simpler times when we can get in a station wagon, drive to the drive-in, watch a movie, eat $2 popcorn, and then go home. Nobody fussed. Nobody fought. There were no Karens to yell at you for having your speaker or what. You know what I mean? It was simpler.
Yeah,
it was a simpler time.
It really was. Well, see, the thing about it is, another thing, I can thank you for getting me on Facebook, because I was never on Facebook until we started the inebriated basement.
You had
you know what I mean?
You had an account, but you never used it.
Never used it. I never had any interest in it, but I still use it. Once in a while.
I click on, like, it says Rick Garrett this, and I click on it. You don't have a cover page. You don't have a profile.
Yeah,
you don't have a picture.
I never set nothing up.
You have nothing. So basically,
I should?
I got like a silhouette of a person, and that's it. No, do what you want. I'm just saying. Well, I'm acknowledging the fact that it's not important to you.
Yeah.
And you know what? Social media is so important to this generation, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Here's what was important to us as kids. I could wake up on a Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
And mom and dad are still in bed sleeping. My sisters are in bed sleeping. I'd go down and I'd grab a butter bowl, crock pot, right? The what was that? The something crock, Crunchy Crocks. Butter,
okay,
right?
yeah.
And because we were poor, it was easy just to wipe it out, and now it's a bowl. And I would pour Wheaties in it, and then milk, and then sugar. And then I would sit on the floor and watch the TV, the big, giant 27-inch TV console, and watch cartoons until about 8 or 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then I would get up, put my bowl in the sink, go outside, and find my cousins already out there.
Okay.
And we would talk about, let's go catch grasshoppers today. Let's go do this. Let's go. And I would leave the house at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't come back until the streetlights
came on. Right, exactly.
If I wasn't home when the streetlights came on, no matter where I was in my neighborhood, I could hear my mother or my father yelling my name. Oh! That's the way life was, man. It was simple. It was easy.
You are going to crack up.
Good.
Let me tell you how it sounded in my neighborhood. My mom was always, I don't know where the hell my father was. But anyway, that's a different story. But anyway, my mom always told us, at least be in front of the house by the time the street lights come on. Or whatever. This is my mother when she can't find me.
Okay.
My mother wanted me. You know what I would hear? And just like I said it just now, that's how it would pierce through my ears.
Yeah.
My mother be standing up on my aunt and uncle's porch yelling, Rick! I'm like, oh God, what I do now?
Yeah.
No shit.
No, I get it.
Oh man.
We lived in this area called the Harmony District.
Yeah.
Because we had the Harmony Mills down the road from us. And basically everybody who lived in the Harmony District, their fathers worked in the mills down in the Harmony Mills.
Okay.
So down this end of the street was the Harmony Mills. Up that end of the street was Niagara Mohawk Power Company and the waterfalls, because the waterfalls provided power to Niagara Mohawk. That's where I lived, right at the base of the waterfalls.
Okay.
Now, opposite of us was Mohawk Street. And then across the street from Mohawk Street was Craner Park. So we would all hang out on Cataract Street when there was nothing to do. We would go to Craner Park, play basketball, play baseball, swing on the swings, and whatever.
Gotcha.
But we were always within earshot.
Of home.
So if something happened at home and we were needed, now remember, this is a time before cell phones, before texting, before social media. We had nothing other than our voice. Now, I'll give you, for instance, I'm sitting over on the swings with my cousins and my brother, and we're hanging out, and I hear off in the distance, and we would all freeze. We'd look at one another, and I look at my cousin Billy. Was that for you?
Was that you?
And then Billy's like, I think that was for you. And I look at my sister or my brother. I'm like, was that for you? No, I think that was your name. So we would all get up and we would all walk back to the house.
Yeah.
And we would hear clear, oh, and like, oh, that's me. All right. And they would all go back to swinging, and I would have to go home to find out and here's what it was. I get back to the house. I'm like, you were calling me? Hey, Dad, you were calling me? Where the fuck were you? I was over in Craner Park swinging on the swings. You forgot to put the dishes away. Are you kidding me, man?
Oh, damn.
So now I put all the dishes away.
Okay.
And before going back out, I would say, all right, Dad, dishes are put away. I'm going to head back out. Wait a minute. And he would come in. He would inspect. He'd make sure the dishes were dry. They were put where they were supposed to be put.
Okay.
There was nothing in the sink.
Okay.
The kitchen was clean. All right, go on. That's the way we were raised.
Yeah.
Because we were raised, this is how you should live. This is how you should be. Anything other than that is unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. I was getting ready to say that. Yep.
As we wrap up, it's worth remembering that the past always feels softer in hindsight. Not because it was perfect, but because it was ours. The drive-ins, the matinees, the streetlights telling us when to come home. Those moments became the stories we carry. And even though today doesn't feel like that to us, it will be the back in the day our kids and our grandkids will talk about someday. So hold on to the memories that shaped you. Appreciate the ones you're making now. And never forget that every generation gets its own version of the good old days.
This has been an MTC original podcast produced by Leo Mainville. Like, share, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star rating. And thank you for listening.